may now come here for all your video game needs. And this is your host, Tom, coming to you from beautiful Washtenaw County. And today we are playing Deus Ex, Mankind Divided. And we're here to tell you why you want this game. Now we are going to talk about some shortcomings. Now this game doesn't have very many shortcomings. I'm playing this game on the PS Pro here. That is the version that I have. And that is the version that I'm playing. Now, I hear the PC version is a little prettier, but as far as consoles are going right now, with Deus Ex, Mankind Divided, the best, prettiest version is on the PS Pro because the Xbox One X version does not have Xbox One X enhancements. So, the best console version you are going to get with 4K, this game has native 4K on the PS Pro, and every other effect under the sun basically running. So it looks pretty good. Probably PC. I'm sure if you have a 1070 or 1080, it probably looks prettier on that. So that's one con, is it's not running on a 1080. But this game does run at native 4K on the PlayStation Pro. And the only real shortcoming I can see is this game is basically a return to form for the Deus Ex series. If you're somebody who played Deus Ex back in the day, then this game is basically a return to form to the original Deus Ex games. I mean, you have multiple ways to go through a level. The only thing that the only con I could say for that is that it is the ways you can go. There's like maybe one or two or three ways you can get through a level, and it's kind of linear. Linear as in, it's just different paths. So they really didn't change that. They really didn't make it more open. It's not like more of a open world type game. I mean, it's open world, but it's not open world like, say, your GTA, where there's a million different ways you can do something. So, I mean, it still has, certain paths that you can go. And this game takes place after all the AUGs were hacked and made to go haywire and kill regular people. So regular people are afraid of augmented beings, or augmented humans.
Sometimes you just have to let go and embrace what you've become.
Not gonna go all wonky on us now, Hansa, are you?
Well, if I do, McCready, I guarantee you'll never see it coming.
Agent Jensen! Am I gonna have a problem with you?
No, sir. No reason to assume you would.
Good, because you are the only augmented operative on this team, and I intend to make good use of you.
Listen up, all of you.
We got a sandstorm barreling down our ass and we can't afford to make mistakes. We're going after this man, an arms dealer named Shepard. He's ex-Bell Tower, one of the Special Forces commanders who disappeared during the incident.
And he's come out of hiding. That cannot be good.
It's not. He's selling weapons and military-grade augments to terrorists. This is Aran Singh, the undercover agent who lured Shepard out of his hole. Best you see Interpol's got. For 3 years he's worked hard to get in tight with the Jinn, an Iraqi smuggling cartel that's infected the Eastern Hemisphere like a plague. Last week, our arms dealer sent a message to the Jinn, offering to sell them a shitload of black market merchandise dirt cheap. They told Singh to handle a buy.
They're not gonna like it when Interpol disrupts their party. Is Singh's cover really that good?
It is right now. We need to keep it that way.
Now, another con to this game, another problem with this game, and this is more Sony's fault than Square's fault, is I bought this game on special on the PSN, and it was, the digital version, and I got it for $17, I got everything. Now, that was great. The only problem is that, and this is Sony's fault, not Square's fault, is that when you download the game, it doesn't just for some reason, it doesn't download. Like, say you have a PlayStation Pro as opposed to the original PlayStation Vanilla. What the game does is it downloads the PlayStation Vanilla version. So when you're first playing the game, that's when it starts downloading the PlayStation Pro patch. And the PlayStation Pro patch, which is for all the 4K and all those extra features, is almost as big as the actual game. So you're playing it, and then you can't go. It stops you at a certain level, and says, "Oh, you haven't downloaded enough of the game to play this part." And so, then when you're playing that first level, it's not in PlayStation Pro visual performance. It's at PlayStation Vanilla visual performance. So that's one thing I wish Sony could fix. The network should be able to say, hey, you're downloading this for the PlayStation Pro. Why don't we download all the packs that you need right away? But instead, it doesn't do that. It downloads the PlayStation Vanilla version, and then when you're playing the game, it decides to download the PlayStation Pro patch. And then there was actually an update for the whole console that decided to download when I'm playing the game. And that is also Sony's fault, and that is a con. Only for this game. Only reason I'm mentioning that is because this is the PlayStation Pro version, and you basically. Yeah, this is the Sony version, and that's a con for this particular version. But as far as the game itself, it's not really a con for this game. But the PlayStation Pro is the prettiest version that you're going to get for consoles. So that's just one warning. Sony, you need to fix that. You need to put an operating system on your hardware that runs all the games uniformly. Because right now the games on Sony's consoles run off the hardware, kind of like old school consoles from the 90s. So that's one, and that's not really a con for this game. That's a con for Sony games, so games on Sony's platform. But if you want to see the game like this on a console, then that's what you have to deal with. Now you're watching, like I'd normally like to show you guys the first playthrough. This was actually the second playthrough of this game. Because when I first downloaded the game, it was the PlayStation Vanilla version, and it stopped me. So I went back and played the game, and I just wanted to kind of show you what this game looks like. On this show, I always try to show you some of the gameplay, because I feel that gameplay is the best way for you to tell if you're really going to like a game besides playing the game. And I don't know if this game even has a demo for PlayStation or Xbox One, but the Xbox One X does not have a separate version from the Xbox One. It's the same version. So you're not going to get any prettier visuals. So that kind of sucks if you're, that's one thing about this game. I guess that would be a con for this game if you're an Xbox One X owner. So I'm just, I'm here to give you all the 411 on the games, on the cool, awesome games. This game came out this year, and it's really, other than those cons, this game is a really good game. Now, I did not get this game right when it first came out to play it, but I played this game pretty far into the game. Very far into the game, and I'm really enjoying everything about it. And it's really like the shooting mechanics are great. Everything works just like it's supposed to. I'm not seeing any real heavy glitches. Now the PC version, I'm not experienced with the PC version. I don't have the PC version, so I don't know how good or bad. I mean, or if it's or how poorly optimized, or maybe how well optimized the PC version is. But this game is definitely a game worth picking up. And I really love the mechanic, just like the last Deus Ex game, which kind of had silly boss battles. This game doesn't have the silly boss battles, but I like the cover system. Like the newer cover system in the Deus Ex games is pretty awesome. Basically, when you're in a gun battle, if you're crouched behind a container, you basically go into a third person. So this game is a first person action RPG with third person shooting elements. And I think that's pretty awesome, and it works. I mean, it really works. It works well, and it's just the fiction in this game will really pull you in. I think the story in this game is very immersive, very well acted. Like you hear. I try to show you some of the voice acting. As you can see, the production value and the voice acting are on par for a AAA title of this caliber. And like I said, if you're a PlayStation owner and you love PlayStation games with really good graphics, like Tomb Raider, like Uncharted 4, games that have, basically any game that has, first party care and put into the graphics, like Rise of the Tomb Raider, then this is definitely a game. I would say get Uncharted 4, get Rise of the Tomb Raider, and get this game, because you will not be disappointed in this game. And it's a really awesome game, and I love the engine is really awesome. Everything about it, everything is done really well. Now, this game was done by Square Enix Montreal using the Dawn engine, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed with the Dawn engine. I mean, this game looks great. Everything looks awesome. I think they did a really good job taking advantage of the power of the PS Pro. a lot of games. I mean, you have a lot of games out there that really, they supposedly have for PS Pro enhancements, but they don't look this good. Like I had Mass Effect Andromeda, which I thought was decent on the PS Pro, but next to the PC version, really paled in comparison. And I'm sure the PC version probably looks better than this game, but I wouldn't think that this version pales in comparison to anything. And I love the stealth mechanics. Just like if you're a Deus Ex fan and you are into Deus Ex back since the days of Warren Spector, the creator, he created this series back in the day for eidos. I don't know exactly how they say it, but I've always enjoyed the Deus Ex games. I had Deus Ex 1 for the PC and Deus Ex 2 on the original Duke Xbox, and those were games that I really enjoyed. That one was actually an exclusive for the Duke back in the day, the second Deus Ex. This one is not exclusive to anything, and so you can enjoy the game on any console. If all you have to enjoy it on is the Xbox One, then okay, then it's worth getting on the Xbox One. But I mean, obviously, if you're an owner of the Xbox One and a PC, then you might want to get the PC version. Or if you're an owner of the Xbox One and the PS Pro, then you want to get the PS Pro version. Because, I mean, that's just that's just the best console version you're going to find. And, I mean, everything is, the game has a lot, like if you've played Splinter Cell and maybe you haven't played Deus Ex, this game has a lot in common with Splinter Cell where you can hide bodies and such, and a lot of stealth mechanics. But what's different about this game is the RPG leveling system in the game. You have, in Deus Ex games, you always have this RPG leveling system, which is based on biomodifications, was what they called them. Basically, cybernetic implants, upgrades, or whatever. And in this game, like you start out here with, with pretty decent cybernetic upgrades, and then they find a way, because, I mean, you basically, in the older game, you played that game, and this is probably pretty much what you had at the end of that game. Well, in this game, they find a way of making it where you have new upgrades that you can get. Now, I remember in the old Deus Ex games, you used to find biomodifications lying around in certain areas, like in black market areas and such. I mean, the old Deus Ex was pretty cool, with the one Warren Spector did. This one, though, I would say this one is definitely a return to form for the series, story-wise and everything else. And I love the shooting mechanics, the melee. I mean, the melee is kind of a cutscene-ish type melee, so it's not really, how you go up to the guy and you kneel down and you hit the button and it goes into like a cutscene melee type thing. I mean, it'd be kind of cool if it was like in-engine. To me, I think that'd be cooler, but that doesn't bother me. The shooting physics are really good in this game. The biomods are really cool. They got some really cool visual mods that you're going to see later in the game. And there's just a lot here to like about this game, and I think you're going to enjoy it. Unless you don't like first-person shooters, if you don't like action RPGs, then this probably isn't the game for you. And if you want a game to be maybe a little bit more open, like GTA open world, then this game isn't really like that. I would say that even Watch Dogs 2 is a lot more open world than this game. I mean, the world here is definitely a lot smaller, but it's more visually pleasing than even Watch Dogs 2, which was a good-looking game on the PlayStation Pro as well. I had that one, and I did a video of that one. That was a good-looking game, but this is a better-looking game than that. And I can recommend both games, but I mean, that's the thing. If you're that one had RPG, style leveling, an RPG style leveling system itself. But if you're into something, if you want something a little bit more visually stylistic and pleasing, then I would pick this game. That game, if you want something more open, then definitely I would say get Watch Dogs 2. But there's just a lot to like here in this game, and a lot to like in that game. They both actually have a lot in common. It is a lot in common, but they both come from. I mean, this one is very much more science fiction. And its roots were more science fiction than in the series back in the day, the original ones. Like, if you have a GOG account, then I would suggest picking up the original Deus Ex games. Those are good games. But this game, I mean, Eidos was bought by Square, and Square has done a good job with the franchise. And You know what I mean? Like they have definitely they got a good story here. They just have a great engine. Everything about it technically is done well. And I didn't see any glitches here on the PS Pro version. I mean, it was a good sale. Sony's always having good sales. I'm sure there's going to be some sales for Black Friday for this game. So I would definitely say this is definitely one to pick up. I mean, I don't think the critics were as gaga about this. It's funny because I'll play a lot of games that the critics were like, "Oh, it was just okay. You should pick up Destiny 2." But I would definitely say this game is way better. To me, is way better than Destiny 2. I mean, Destiny 2 really did not do anything to further itself from Destiny 1. It didn't do anything to really, advance itself. It wasn't much of an advancement from the first game. This game, I wouldn't say, graphically it's an advancement, but I don't know if I would say it's an advancement. It's just everything is done so well here. And everything looks so good. And it's so polished. And it's just a really good game. If you're a PlayStation Pro owner, then this is definitely one of the games you want to pick up if you want first-party level graphics. And especially if you're like a 4K and you want to play it in full 4K. There's no 1440 here. This is 4K for this game. Now, I'm showing it to you in 1080p because, that's what my record capture card is. I want to get a 4K card. I found one on Amazon, and I definitely want to pick that sucker up. It wasn't even a bad price. So hopefully I can do that for you guys so I can start showing you games in 4K. Now, I'm coming to you from synthgames.com. So if you want to support this broadcast, go on there. You may buy something through my Best Buy link or one of my other affiliate links, and that would be awesome. That'd be really cool. I like showing you these games, and that's it.
This is Jensen. Penthouse access route secure. Jin shouldn't be a problem. Over.
Copy that.
About fucking time. Enemy helo sighted. All right, Strike Force, position and hold.
Strike 1, in position.
Strike 2, all set. Strike 3, yeah.
Strike 4 in position and holding, boss. Eyes up, safety's off, guys.
Yeah, no shit, brown nose.
Watch your fucking mouth, Halliday.
Both of you shut up. 5 in position.
Everybody stay sharp. Singh's got eyes on Shepard. Patching you in now.
Target's in the AO. Remember, Singh's down there, so watch your fire.
You got balls, Singh? Executing a buy with a sandstorm on her ass?
I cannot take credit for Mother Nature, mister.
You can call me Shepard.
How biblical. Are these the weapons?
The Orcs. They're getting harder to come by. Guns are still on the chopper. Show me the cash, quick, and we'll...
Oh, what the? The part was crashed. Shepard is dead.
What? By who? What's going on down there?
Miller, this isn't the Jinn. Repeat, it's not the Jinn. They're after the weapons. Open fire! Open fire!
Weapons free! Open up on
Greedy. Make it a grab for the chopper. You got a shot?
Negative. We're under heavy fire down here. We can't let that chopper take off, Jensen.
I got it. Copy that. Miller, chopper's been grounded. Repeat.
Jensen! You're welcome.